Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Sarah Sessions. Sessions where we have conversations that feed the mind and soul with heart-centered stories of everyday heroes. Stories that inspire, educate, and make us discover new ways of finding balance and centeredness. So tune in. Today I have Typhaine Benoist, which is a fantastic acupuncturist and does miracles on rejuvenation for the face. She's in Laval. She's a good friend of mine, and we will be offering a little retreat on the 27th, 28th, and 29th of March for you to come and join us, find a center in your body, in your mind, and perhaps pick up some tools to regulate the nervous system and find more creativity in your life. So, without further ado, welcome, Typhaine. Thank you
Bonjour.
so much.
Allô, Sarah. Bonjour.
So, this is going to be another conversation that's going to be a little bit of a French, English, Fringlish. If you're from Montreal, you'll understand. The Fringlish is a language that we use here in Montreal very often, half French, half English. Everybody understands each other, but it's always easier to speak our own language to express our thoughts about things that are passionate to us. So please bear with us and stay tuned. So Typhaine is an acupuncturist, but she wasn't an acupuncturist all the time. She has been through quite a few jobs, and she's used to be a secretary at a Protestant school. Very interesting, because knowing her, she's definitely not fitting that bill. She was the director of technical services, a trainer, as well as the director of retirement homes. Service des loisirs,
Ouais.
right? And that's all before she became an acupuncturist. And she is obviously with her language, she is French from France, right? And where do you come from again exactly?
Je suis née à La Rochelle, mais j'ai déménagé pas loin de 14 fois avant d'arriver au Québec.
14 fois.
Ouais, fait que j'ai fait le tour de la France.
Oh,
Et plus que
wow.
la France, jusqu'en Afrique.
So moved 14 times
Mm.
all around France, went to Africa,
Yep.
and then decided to come to Canada. Why Canada?
Longue histoire courte, je sortais avec un garçon en France qui son rêve était de devenir pilote au Canada. Il a eu un jour l'opportunité d'avoir une job ici, fait qu'il m'a demandé si je voulais venir. J'ai quand même réfléchi assez longtemps parce que oui, j'ai l'habitude de déménager, mais changer de pays, c'est une autre game. Et moi, j'avais pas spécialement de carrière en France. J'allais me mettre dans une espèce de prison dorée, comme je dis, en étant prof d'études. Puis, j'ai décidé comme, OK, vas-y, on essaye. Puis, 10 ans après, 11 ans après même, je suis encore là.
Wow. Est-ce que tu es encore avec le même homme?
Non, non, j'ai remarqué avec la rétrospective que la vie voulait que je sois avec cet homme pour venir ici, mais on n'était pas fait pour être ensemble. Vraiment pas.
Ok.
Mais il fallait qu'on soit ensemble pour venir ici, pour vivre ce qu'on avait à vivre au Canada.
Ouais, c'est sûr.
Mhm.
C'est intéressant comment la vie nous offre des opportunités où on n'est pas sûr de les prendre, mais quand on les prend, c'est pas toujours facile, mais ça nous emmène toujours à quelque chose d'autre,
Ouais.
puis qu'on ne voit pas nécessairement au moment même.
Oh non.
So, life always brings you to a different spot
Yep.
if you allow it and if you just follow that momentum that it gives you.
Yep.
Wow. So France, Africa, and then Canada,
Mm.
and all these different jobs. I mean, a Protestant school?
Yep.
What's that about?
I just needed a job, so I found the first one who accept me. That's it.
And you said something before we started the conversation. You said something about fake it till you make it.
Yep, that's
Tell me about
that's my
that
motto.
story.
Ben, c'est une école anglaise que pour une église en particulier protestante, fait que vraiment une école privée. Et ils cherchaient une secrétaire qui parlait le français. Ça tombe bien, je parlais le français. Mais mon anglais était pas, pas super bon. Ben non, j'étais capable de tenir une conversation très de base, mais en France, on pratique pas beaucoup l'anglais.
Mhm.
C'était pas très, très fort. Fait que je suis arrivée, j'ai fait mon premier entretien en français, super bien. Et le deuxième entretien était avec le grand Manitou qui venait de l'Ontario. Donc j'avais en face de moi le directeur de l'école qui parlait français aussi, mais le directeur sur Zoom, lui, ne parlait qu'anglais. Fait que je le regardais en hochant la tête en disant: «Prends», puis je regardais la personne, le boss de l'école, je fais comme: «Est-ce que vous pouvez juste traduire pour que je sois sûre que j'ai bien compris?» alors que je ne comprenais pas un mot de ce qu'il racontait
Wow.
et j'étais engagée.
Bravo.
Fake it until you make it.
Until you make it. And that was
Yep.
11 years ago. And
Ouais.
now you speak English fully,
Yeah.
comfortably.
Yeah. I'm comfortable. Of course, I don't have all the vocabulary I have in French, but I can have a normal conversation.
I
But
love that.
usually most one-on-one. When they have more people, it's
Too
too
busy.
much.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right. And so, what brought you from secretary to director to choosing to change into acupuncture? Like, it's so random
Yes,
on how, traditional Chinese medicine just kind of popped into your head.
kind
Yeah,
of. Yeah,
let's
kind of. I'm always someone that need to learn to have my mind like always, okay, what's next, what's next, what's next. Et pas mal dans toutes mes jobs, il y a un moment donné, toujours à peu près au bout de 2 ans, je suis comme, okay, it's boring. What's
2 years.
next? Kind of, yeah. My life is always around 2 years. I move every 2 years,
Those are
I
your
change.
cycles.
Fait qu'au bout de 2 ans d'être secrétaire, ben, c'est bien beau d'être secrétaire, mais
Oof,
je m'ennuie, quoi. J'ai rien
of
d'autre à
course.
faire, j'ai rien à créer. Fait que je suis partie dans les services techniques des piscines, alors que je ne connais rien à la piscine, mais celle qui m'a engagée, je la connais toujours, elle est super dans ma vie. Elle a aimé ma vibes, elle a aimé ce que j'ai apporté, puis je suis très touche à tout, fait que j'apprends très vite. Ah ouais, bring it, la plomberie, faites-la prendre, puis j'ai tout appris. J'ai fait bien ma job, mais pas assez bien apparemment. C'était ma première fois où je me suis fait licencier à l'américaine, c'est-à-dire tu rentres le matin et 2 heures après on te dit: «Tiens, tu prends tes affaires et tu t'en vas». Oh shit! What the hell is going on?
I think like there's a whole set of rejection, the
Mhm.
ego hurt, the money issue, my economy,
Yeah.
my
And what's wrong? What's
responsibilities.
wrong?
What's wrong with
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
What's something bad? Did I do something bad? But I kind of knew it because a couple of months before I had less and less job. So it's gonna be boring. So I was searching for another job and bang, it happened to me. So I didn't have the choice to find another job. And I became a trainer from nowhere because I don't like gym and I finished in a gym.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So you took your studies, you became a trainer, you got to know the body, you had your clients, and then from there you went from a trainer to a director of retirement homes.
Yeah. But
Okay.
the activities.
Of the activities.
Yeah, because the same
Centre
thing
de
in the
loisirs.
trainer, it was boring. I opened the gym every morning. I met the same people every morning. It was fun. It's like a family, but in my mind, it was like,
I need more.
mais pareil, il y a toujours quelqu'un à un moment donné qui arrive et qui veut brasser la cage et je me laisse pas brasser facilement. Ça rentre en
Right.
conflit, puis ben, je finis toujours par perdre parce que je ne suis pas la plus haute personne dans la hiérarchie.
Mhm.
On m'a coupé les heures
Okay.
du jour au lendemain. Puis j'étais comme, OK, what's next? Et c'est là que mon chum me dit, mais retourne à l'école. Maintenant que tu es résidente permanente, tu peux retourner à l'école. Il n'y a plus de, ah, je dois juste faire d'une job parce que j'ai envie de ça. Puis j'étais comme, ouais, pour faire quoi à l'école? Gestion, management, ça me parlait pas. Puis j'arrêtais pas de tomber sur la page d'acupuncture du collège de Rosemont, again and again and again and again. Puis à un moment donné, je me suis dit: «Ouais, ça fit plutôt bien». J'ai fait du yoga, j'ai fait ma maîtrise en reiki, j'étais très ouverte à une autre façon, une autre forme de médecine. Et voilà, j'ai postulé en mars et en mai, j'étais prise.
Wow,
Back
magnifique.
back to
Parce que
school.
c'est intéressant parce que au fait, moi, j'ai été en acupuncture, j'ai étudié pendant 3 ans, j'ai pas fini ma dernière année, mais pour rentrer, on devait faire un examen et on devait faire une entrevue, 2
C'était
entrevues.
dans le temps c'était juste avant le covid? Non, j'ai postulé en mars, le mars, de la covid. Fait qu'on n'avait pas d'entrevue, on avait juste un test psychologique à faire avec une lettre de motivation.
Magnifique. Bon,
J'ai
et
fait
pourquoi l'acupuncture?
I don't know.
Just like that.
Just like that.
It just happens that you're totally passionate about it. You absolutely love it. And
Yep.
I completely understand because I have the same kind of passion. We understand the body in a different way
Mmh.
when it comes to traditional Chinese medicine. It really helps explain a lot of ailments and dis-ease and imbalances that doctors don't even understand, which is
Exactly.
fascinating.
Yep.
And it's great for beauty because it could rejuvenate with just a couple of needles
Mhm.
and consistency. I absolutely love it. So I would like our listeners to get a little bit of an idea of what acupuncture is, how traditional Chinese medicine works, and your favorite topics in all of that.
Fait que l'acupuncture fait partie d'une des branches de la médecine chinoise. Donc, il y a la nutrition, il y a le qigong, il y a l'acupuncture, il y a le tuina et je sais que j'en oublie toujours un. Vous m'en excuserez, je sais plus lequel. C'est une médecine qui est là depuis des milliers d'années en Chine, qui a été vu un peu dans le taoïsme. On rejoint aussi pas mal le taoïsme dans le sens que tout ce qui est à l'extérieur est aussi à l'intérieur de nous. Fait que les Chinois ont regardé ce qui se passait, le soleil, la lune. OK, bah, le soleil, c'est chaud, la lune, c'est froid, le yin, le yang, le noir, la couleur. T tout a son contraire et tout s'harmonise et à force de chercher, je ne sais pas trop comment ils ont découvert qu'il y avait 12 méridiens dans le corps, avec chacun leur petit point d'acupuncture et chaque point mène à donc il y a différentes visions. Il y a la vision par méridien, donc vous avez mal à tel endroit, tel méridien qui est affecté. Ou il y a la vision comme on apprend à l'école qui est Baguang, vous m'excuserez mon chinois, c'est, par rapport aux organes. Donc on a 5 organes principaux: le cœur, la rate, les poumons, le rein et le foie. Chacun s'engendre dans un cycle et chacun se contrôle. Tout va bien, mais tout marche bien et la vie est belle, mais dès qu'il y en a un qui est pas content et ben il engendre, un pas contentisme, si on peut dire ça, à tout le monde et plus on attend, plus tout le monde c'est comme des dominos, en fait,
Yeah.
donc
So
c'est fascinant.
So, just for those that didn't get that, traditional Chinese medicine has many different sections. One is nutrition, one is acupuncture, one is qigong, one is
Tuina and
tuina,
herbal
and herbology.
yeah.
And amongst these, they try to find balance in the body through either the idea of finding what's wrong with the meridian, where there's a point in the body, what meridian it's connected to, or where the meridians are all connected to organs, which are the 5 elements being fire, earth,
Métal.
metal, water, and wood, which are also connected to different organs, which is the heart, small intestine, triple heater, pericardium, the spleen and stomach, and pancreas.
Oh, not pancreas,
Not pancreas,
really.
spleen and stomach
Yeah.
for the earth. The metal is the
Lung.
lungs and the large intestine. The water is the bladder and
The
the
kidney.
kidneys, which are really, really important.
Mm.
And the liver is
With the
the wood,
gallbladder.
so liver, gallbladder. And they intertwine to either control each other or help each other get into this flow state. As soon as there's one that's out of flow, and everything else kind of
Yep.
goes out of whack. So that's when we feel pain, that's when we feel discomfort, that's when we have stomach problems or headaches or trouble sleeping. And they're all connected to the yin yang of the body, which is basically balancing the very energetic, sun-like energy and the very calm and quiet energy like the yin and the moon
Yeah.
and the dark.
It's all about the qi, so the qi is like everything that come in life has qi. So the nature, us, it's the energy that brings your life. So this energy has two sides. When it flows, but when it don't flow, that's why we do
Holy nail.
acupuncture.
Right. And so this energy that we talk about, I mean, I've studied it and I still have a hard time balancing it.
Welcome to the club.
And and for those people that are out there, how can they know what is going on and why should they even care?
It, I will say, depend on your purpose in life. Some people that are really unbalanced and they are okay with that.
Mm,
They finish their life like that. Some of them are like, "Oh, it's strange, but I don't have time or I don't care about." Okay. And some of them are maybe too much about this balance. It's up it's your responsibility to find if you need it, if you want it, because sometimes the pain can be your identity. Your
Mm.
imbalance can be your identity. So I will say what I say to my patient is the moment you feel something's wrong for more than 48 hours, come to see acupuncture. And it's easy to fix it and thank you, but sometimes it's it's a life process.
Right. So I've referred a lot of people to acupuncture, and a lot of them say that they're afraid of needles and,
Mhm.
oh my God, I've never been and I'm not sure I want to go
It's
and what's going to
painful.
happen. And so I always tell them, well, you don't know.
Mhm.
So stop making stories
Yep.
and just go and try. And what would you say to somebody that hasn't tried it and is curious, but is fearful or hesitant?
At first, I will say that find someone that speaks to you, even if it's through a website. Because I think when you find a good therapist, the good, yeah, I don't know
A
how to
good
say.
therapist,
Yeah,
yeah.
to good therapist, everything flows. When I have new patient and they say that's their first time, I say, okay, whoa, 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 acupuncture one-on-one. We take the time to explain what's the needle, how do you use it, what's your feeling, and I try to reassure them that it's if it's just one needle today, it's just one needle today. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Thank you for coming. At least you try it. But it's me. I don't know how the other acupuncturists do with new patients. I know that sometimes it can be a little bit like rough on the body. Depend if the acupuncturists come from Chinese tradition, like they don't do acupuncture like we do here. We are more like taking care of our patient, like are you sensitive? Like no, in China they don't. It's like
They don't care.
"Nah,
Bang, bang.
bang bang, thank you,
Thank
bye."
you. Bye.
Yeah.
And the difference between acupuncture in China versus here, in China, you might be in a big room with a whole bunch of other people
Mm-hmm.
just sitting on a chair. And here you actually get 45 minutes with
One
or
hour
an
or more.
hour or more with your therapist.
Yep.
You're on a table, you're comfortable. It's kind of like going to a massage, but it's just a little different.
Yep.
And people just like to take care of themselves
Yep.
like that. It's just a moment to settle down and to gather your thoughts and let everything go just for that hour. And that's so powerful, that rest that happens.
Yeah, and
And
especially you have someone who listen to you for 1 hour, especially in your health system where it's like go, 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 go. Okay, next patient, like you pay for 1 hour. So I will hear you for 1 hour if you need me to hear you for 1 hour. If it's not needles and you just need someone to talk with, I will be here and I will give you advice and I will give you, no, you do this, no, you have to do this, or maybe do that.
or eat this or
Yeah,
don't eat that. Or
I'm
more
opening
movement.
door to
Mhm.
to you. So if you want to go through the door, go for it. But I'm not going with you. I'm just opening the door. It's your responsibility to heal yourself. It's not mine because a lot of patients tell me, "Oh, but you are going to heal me up, up, up." No, 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 nope, nope, nope. I'm not going to heal you. I'm going to help you to heal.
Mhm.
But if you don't do what I say, too bad. Not mine.
So the energy, so you talked about energy, how it helps balance, these needles help balance the energy. I mean, how does that work, right? Somebody that doesn't know this, they're like, how does that work? Is this hocus pocus? I don't believe in acupuncture. And
You don't
there's
need to believe.
exactly.
You
You
don't.
don't need to believe. Acupuncture is, just as a side note, it is recognized for thousands of years from history and
Mm-hmm.
beyond. And they have recently done studies where they've found out that the acupuncture points are actually, and the meridians are actually directly correlated to the nerves
Yep.
and bundles of nerves that happen to connect in that spot and connect to the organ or connect to the energy of that organ. And when somebody says, oh, it's your liver, there's no problem with your liver.
Nope.
It's just there might be a stagnation or they might be too much energy or too little energy. And it's just about helping the body understand where that energy needs to go. So it's like a computer programmer. Instead of programming with keyboards, we program with the keyboards of the body.
Exactement.
And the body is so
Mhm.
intelligent. It just knows what to do with the
Exactly.
information. If ever you have a bad experience, it's very important that you share with
Mhm.
your therapist. Your therapist is there for you. So
Ouais.
anybody that has any kind of um, restrictions or are not sure about the practice, I think it's a beautiful practice that can really help a lot of ailments that you wouldn't even think of. So, just as a side note. Now, I had asked you also, what is your favorite thing to treat when
Ah,
you're doing acupuncture?
j'aime beaucoup le musculo parce qu'on a des résultats comme tout de suite. Tu un nœud dans le trapèze, je mets une aiguille, un petit peu de courant et merci, bonsoir, c'est terminé. Fait que ça, c'est le fun parce que c'est rapide, c'est efficace. Même les gens qui sont pas très acupuncture sont comme: «OK, je vois la différence, mon bras lève plus. Oh là, il lève. Cool, merci, bonsoir» et
Musculo-squelettic.
musculo-squelettique.
So, the activating and releasing some of the tensions, the
Bien.
muscular tensions of the body.
Yep. Je pense qu'en ce moment, j'aime tout travailler. J'y vais avec ce que le patient me donne, mais en ce moment, j'aime beaucoup tout ce qui est j'appelle ça du underground. On a nos méridiens de tous les jours, mais on a aussi 8 merveilleux vaisseaux qui sont un petit peu comme notre génétique, qui sont comme notre réservoir de qui on est, qui on doit être, qui ce qu'on est un peu comme notre j'aime beaucoup aller travailler là-dedans pour really or you lost.
Hmm.
Sometimes just one needle, and it's opened the door to, "Oh, okay, well, the problem was my father, the problem was my brother. Okay, I didn't know that this part of my life was so traumatic," or even far away, I didn't know that the genocide from, I don't know, Armenia or from Second World War will affect all my ancestor and me. Ça, ouais, ça, c'est d'aller chercher ce qui est
Mhm.
caché sous le tapis, ça,
So,
'cause it's
just
mystical.
it is, and it is powerful to actually
Mhm.
come to that awareness of, oh, that's the issue.
Yep,
It's not just in my head.
nope,
I'm not broken. There's not a problem with me.
yep,
There's something that's missing or that's too much or
yeah,
that has affected me in a past that I never thought of.
yeah,
So
and sometimes you don't
that's
need a psychotherapy, you know there is something that I don't know what's happened, there's something wrong, that something is blocked and
the body.
yeah,
The
the
body
body
speaks.
knows. And
Body
you're
always
here.
speaks and it never lies.
Je suis perdue, je file bizarre, je sais pas, il y a quelque chose qui coince. Des fois, c'est juste ça. Mes hanches sont un peu bizarres en ce moment, j'ai du mal à avancer dans
Mhm.
la vie, j'ai du mal à digérer des choses. C'est là où je vais plus loin que le corps, je vais chercher ce
And
qui est
I
caché.
love that it comes and gets the metaphors of how our body speaks to us.
Mmh.
I have a digestive issue. Where, in what part of my digestion, and how does that come and explain some of the mental things or situations or problems that have arisen that I can't digest, that I
Mmh.
don't understand, that I don't know how to process. And that processing or that lack of processing sometimes comes and gets the best of us,
Ouais.
whether it's through our heart, whether it's through our digestion, whether it's not able to let go, whether it's our breath. It's the metaphors that we feel in our body. It's always so powerful to be able to express them, name them, share them, and notice what is the parallel from one to the other because our bodies never lie.
Exactly.
You said about underground and musculoskeletal.
Mmh.
So, are there any other ways? Like, can you explain a little bit about what the merveilleux vaisseaux are and the regular meridians versus the luo and
Ooh.
how kind of, is that too much?
I think it's too much
That's too much.
for if you don't know what I'm talking about, forget about the Leo. And
Okay.
even the wonderful vessels, forget about it.
But just if somebody wants to get more information about
Mhm.
acupuncture, then they could call you
Yep.
and we'll have,
A conversation. Yeah.
yeah,
I have a lot
exactly.
of patients who are really interested about, okay, what are you doing? How I explain meridians like Autoroute. You take the highway from Montreal, the 15, the 13, the 64, the 600, enfin la 640 et j'explique que c'est ça, les méridiens, c'est comme les autoroutes du corps. Quand c'est jamais, hein, quand Décari est jamais, ben, c'est la même chose dans ton corps. Il y a de la douleur, il y a quelque chose qui passe pas. Et moi, je suis un petit peu comme le service d'urgence qui essaye de se faire un chemin dans ce bouchon et de libérer le trafic pour que ça circule comme il faut. C'est tout simple.
Puis est-ce qu'on doit faire quelque chose avant de venir en Ac?
Non, et il faut mettre les conseils que je te donne pour mieux vivre. Juste arriver, tu pas obligé de savoir pourquoi tu es là. Des fois, il y en a, qui sont juste: «Ah, je veux juste explorer, j'ai pas spécialement de problème, je veux juste essayer». Puis c'est bien correct aussi. Arri Je dirais qu'il faut arriver quand même avec un état d'esprit un petit peu ouvert quand même, parce que j'insère quand même une aiguille dans ton corps, même si tu la sens pas, même si, on s'imagine que c'est une aiguille, immense comme les prises de sang, que ça fait mal, mais absolument pas, que dans 99,999 des cas, je mets l'aiguille et le patient me dit: «Ah, c'est fait?» Oui, regarde. «Oh, oh, waouh, j'ai une aiguille dans le corps!» Ouais, c'est oui, t'en as une fois, elle est longue et ils s'en rendent pas compte, fait que juste d'être relax. En fait, la patiente va arriver plus ce sera smooth pour lui. Si on arrive c'est pas forcément on choisit pas, mais si on est très stressé, très tendu, bien sûr que c'est plus inconfortable. C'est pas douloureux, c'est plus inconfortable. Moi, mon but, c'est de les mettre à l'aise, de dire: «On est une équipe. Tu pas obligé d'endurer 15 aiguilles si tu pas ça». Ça m'est déjà arrivé d'en mettre une aiguille, le patient me regarde, fait comme: «Non, j'aime pas ça». «OK, bah, très bien, c'est pas très grave. Ça m'a fait plaisir de te rencontrer, bye». D'être ouvert d'esprit, faire comme advienne que pourra, puis des fois, c'est pas le bon thérapeute, c'est pas le bon moment.
Puis je pense que c'est important que le monde sache aussi que c'est une aiguille ou 2 aiguilles ou, peut-être un certain montant d'aiguilles, mais
Mmh.
c'est pas on continue pas à piquer. On met les aiguilles,
Et c'est
on
tout.
laisse poser et si on a besoin de faire l'autre côté, on enlève les aiguilles avant de mettre les autres aiguilles. C'est très structuré
Oui.
dans la manière que c'est it's regulated by the order of acupuncturists. So
Mmh.
there is an order and it is recognized
Yep.
and, it's recognized throughout Canada, the US and internationally. So
On peut pas faire n'importe quoi, on peut pas
ouais,
réutiliser
c'est ça.
d'aiguilles, on peut pas vous mettre sur des draps sales, on peut pas on a des
Il y a
normes
beaucoup
d'hygiène, on
oui,
on est
there
très
are
contrôlés là.
yeah. I'd like to know what is the connection between traditional Chinese medicine, the five elements, and the cycles of life and seasons of life. Like, can I have salad every night on a winter night in the
Sûr.
winter? Or is it better to have something else?
La
Like
la
food, my digestion, my practices. Can I go to a sauna when I'm already exhausted all the time? Like these are the things that are things I think that people don't understand and don't know.
Ouais.
So what are the basics that you would bring up, you advise to?
La chose la plus simple, c'est de suivre la saison, c'est tout ça. On a totalement perdu ce lien avec mère nature. On vit à la même puissance H24, 365 jours par an, qu'on devrait au contraire, comme ce qui se passe dehors. En ce moment, c'est l'hiver chez nous, le soleil se couche tôt, il se lève tard. Techniquement, dans un monde fantastique où les gens n'ont pas à travailler, ben on se lèverait tard, on se coucherait tôt, on ferait des activités plus yin, plus tranquilles, plus cocon. On mangerait pas de la salade en hiver, on mangerait des potages, on mangerait des légumes qui poussent là où on vit, au moment où on est. La mondialisation a fait que maintenant on est capable d'avoir des papayes, des fruits qui viennent des tropiques, mais ces fruits-là, un peu comme tous les éléments, qu'on mange en médecine chinoise, ils ont tous une saveur, une nature, être humide, neutre et si vous mangez des choses qui sont faites pour un pays tropical qui fait 40 degrés avec un taux d'humidité à 90 et vous êtes au Québec par -40, ben, c'est parce que c'est les fruits et légumes venant des Antilles sont faits pour rafraîchir. Mais on est déjà dans un climat froid. Qu'est-ce que tu veux rafraîchir? Ça n'a aucun sens. Ce qui pousse au Québec, au mois de décembre, ben, c'est des pommes de c'est des carottes, chouquet, c'est tous les légumes. Eh ben, il faut manger ça. Puis
Mhm.
en été, oui, là, c'est le temps de la fraise, c'est le temps des bleuets. Mais manger des fraises en plein mois de décembre, c'est maintenant, pour moi, c'est une absurdité, mais dans le temps, c'est comme: «Ah bah, c'est là, bah, ça doit être bon». C'est santé, oui, c'est santé tant que tu as 20 ans, que tu as le feu digestif dans le tapis, que tu es en pleine puissance, mais tu vas te rendre compte qu'à la longue, bah, ça t'affaiblit ton système et puis là, tu es comme: «Je comprends pas, je suis ballonnée, j'ai pas d'énergie, pourtant je mange super santé». Ouais, mais la première chose que tu mets le matin dans ton système digestif qui vient de se lever, c'est un smoothie
Yeah.
et
So basically, just to translate a little
Mmh.
bit for those that don't understand, it's the cycles of life are directly correlated to the cycles of the seasons, which are also directly correlated to the cycles of our body, which are connected to the five elements. So eating a salad during the winter is not as recommended as eating a stew that's made from vegetables that are grown, locally grown, and
Mmh.
that are feeding the sources of the fire of your digestive system versus eating tropical fruits that come from the Caribbean during the winter season. Those fruits have a nature and properties that are cooling and that are for treating situations and systems and cycles of bodies that are in the heat, in the humidity, not in the cold and in gray weather at 4:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
So just to keep that in mind when you're having your food, when you're considering the traditional Chinese medicine mindset is go with the cycles of the seasons
Mmh.
outside as well as go with the cycles of your body. So
Yep.
if I'm 20 years old and I have, a really strong fire in my stomach that can digest anything and can do 1,000 things and go to school, go to
Yeah.
work, train, do volunteer, and then go out until 2, 3 a.m. and then get up first thing in the morning at 6 and just repeat, rinse and repeat at 20 years old, maybe at 40, at
Ee.
50, it might not be the same solution. And so we have this concept that we should be the same throughout the years. We should not change. And why
Yeah.
can't I do this? And why can't I do that? But I used to be able to do it last year or 2, 3,
Yep.
5 years ago. But it's this idea that I used to, but I've changed. My
Yep.
body has changed. Every cell in my body changes every 7 years.
Yep.
And here I am saying, no, but I want to go back to who I was and
Yeah,
how I
you're not.
was. It doesn't work that
No,
way.
and especially in Chinese medicine, it's a preventive medicine. So we don't want to cure you. We just want to prevent everything. So yeah, if you do everything's wrong, you are going to pay.
So I
Really.
think I remember somebody saying that in China, they would go see the acupuncturist doctor before the season or
Hmm.
at the
Change
Why is that?
because every season has an organ that is the boss of the season. And when everything's flows, well, the change is perfect and everything's flow. But normally, you help a little bit your body during this enter season to be sure that you will go through perfectly.
And then if you get sick, even after you got to see the doctor, that's when you go back to the doctor and you don't pay.
That's
'Cause
a myth. That's a
Oh,
myth.
is that?
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
fake news. Sorry.
It's a myth that they used to say
Yeah.
if you go see your acupuncturist and they do a preventative care and it doesn't work because you do get sick, then you go back to them and they'll treat you for the cold or for whatever and you don't have to pay. But
No,
that was a myth.
fake
Okay.
news.
Fake news, unfortunately.
Ouais.
So I love the fact that you know so much and that you gave us a little bit of an idea of how meridians work and the digestive system and the different organs and how it controls one another as well as engenders one
Mhm.
another. I'm not sure if we could say that in
I think
English.
so.
And I think there's a few things that people don't know about this energy. Like we're talking about yin and yang and these meridians and these five elements and but what if I'm always full of fire and we're sitting down and you're always very slow and easy and just like does that mean that you have more energy than I do and I'm missing energy I need to get some of your energy and you need to get some of mine? Like,
No,
how does that work in the body?
I will say that you are born with some type of energy. I think you and me, we are yang. We want to lead, we want to do, we want to okay, we're expressive, we're open. And some people are more quieter, so more reserved, plus timide, plus ok, non, j'aime mieux faire du tricot, puis c'est correct. Tous du yin et du yang en nous, plus ou moins. Quand on est trop yang, on finit par se brûler. Donc, on a besoin de mettre du yin dans notre vie. Puis les gens plus yin ont besoin de se donner un petit coup de pied aux fesses pour se mettre plus de yang dans leur vie.
So somebody that has more energy needs some kind of rest and yin.
It's
Yes,
not
but
about
yin.
energy. Everybody has energy on a different level. It's more about, do you have, I will say, the fire to do stuff, or do you have enough rest for that?
That
But
introversion.
yeah, but we are born with the battery, and some people are born with a full battery, 100%. They're no sick, everything is okay. And some people are born with a little battery, and they are more sick. They are more. Uh, it's gonna be hard for them in life versus someone with a full battery.
If they don't find that balance.
Yep.
Right. So what would you recommend if you could recommend three things? What would you recommend for us to be able to come back and find that balance? What are the questions that we need to ask?
Je dirais déjà d'avoir le step back, de regarder réellement c'est quoi notre vie. Et regarde ton agenda Google. Oui, c'est correct d'avoir des choses à faire, mais c'est aussi correct de rien faire. On est tellement dans une société, OK, let's go, let's go. Oh, you have Pilates, you have yoga, you have. OK, can we just do nothing and go on our couch and just performance,
Settle.
performance, let's go, let's go. OK, non, 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 stop. À trop faire, burnout, depression.
And do you think this is one of the reasons why there is so much burnout and depression right now?
Oh, yeah. We are in society where for women, we want to be perfect women, we want to be perfect mother, we want to be perfect boss. It's impossible. On peut pas être tout ce que la société veut qu'on soit. On peut pas être excellent partout. On peut pas être performant 365 jours par an. On peut pas.
It doesn't make sense
Non.
to try and be perfect and performing
Yep.
all the time. The same way that the seasons,
Exactly.
the trees are not performing all the time.
Yep. C'est quand on regarde un petit peu, on est plus performant en été, comme tout le reste de la Terre. Alors qu'en hiver, on a moins de lumière, on est plus c'est difficile. Et bizarrement, en hiver, c'est là où on a le plus de choses à faire, les parties de Noël, les parties de jour de l'an. Mais on se retrouve à la fin de l'année, on est vidé. Mais oui, c'est parce que la saison ne se prête pas à ce que notre énergie soit au top du top. Restons notre énergie, respectons nous-mêmes, say no, thank you, I don't want it. Il faut vouloir sortir du cadre. Le cadre de notre société n'est pas fait pour nous permettre de vivre en harmonie avec nous-mêmes. Il faut avoir le courage de say, you know what?
I'm going to step out of this
Yep.
box because this box is not fit for me.
Exactly.
It is not my box. And honestly, I don't want to live in a box.
Nope.
So instead of being in that performing anxiety, over rushing and not resting and thinking that rest is unproductive. Actually,
a lot of people think that.
Rest is pretty productive, isn't
It's
it?
the most important thing, resting. I see a lot of patients that the energy is like no energy at all. They are totally sick. They do like their full-time job at home. Plus they want to be fit. And oh my God, whoa, can you just calm down? I want to do an Ironman. Yes, but do you have the energy to do it? No, I'm sorry. You work like 80 hours a week. You want to do full Ironman, so it's like maybe 30 hours of training every week. No, please. We live in sick life, sick society. Et on veut toujours être plus productif, l'argent. Money.
So what can
But
we do actively to help ourselves? For example, right now here in Montreal, It's winter, it's cold, there's a lot of wind, there's a lot of snow. Some days are warm and some days are freezing.
Ah.
Like your face is gonna fall off when you get out of your home. So, what can you recommend in this season of life?
First, cover your neck, your ears, and your feet, and your back. We will go out with our neck totally free from a scarf, from a turtleneck. Ah, please cover it. Je couvre mon cou à partir du mois d'août. Fin août, quand le vent commence à devenir un peu plus frais, hop, je couvre mon cou. I don't care. I don't care if I look strange. My neck is covered from August to probably, I will say, end of May.
So,
And I'm not sick at all.
I have a tendency of picking up wind a lot through my neck.
Yep.
So I'll have a scarf, even just a small silk scarf with me all the time,
Yep.
whether it's summer, winter, fall, spring, doesn't matter. I just cover it.
Yep.
So, because I'm prone to catching wind. And just in case you don't know what wind is, when you catch wind, it's kind of like if there's air, cold air that goes
Mm-hmm.
in between your skin and
Yep.
your muscles, and it gets stuck there and it starts moving around in the body. And it's pain that you don't understand that just keeps on.
C'est ça qu'on dit en français, on attrape froid, you have cold. Oui, on peut dire que c'est des virus ou des bactéries, l'influenza, le COVID, OK, mais nous, en médecine chinoise, on n'a pas ça, on a les vents froids ou les vents chauds. Vent froid, c'est la grippe. T'es courbaturé, t'as froid en dedans, vent chaud, t'as de la fièvre, 40 degrés. Tout ça, ça provient d'une seule chose, ça provient du cou. À la base de la tête, on a les portes du vent, c'est littéralement le nom de ces points d'acupuncture. Et le vent, dès lors que tu es un petit peu fatigué, ta barrière protectrice, le wei qi est pas à 100%, et ben si c'est pas protégé, le vent il fait comme: «Oh la porte est ouverte, let's go!» Et là ça commence, tu sais, ça commence un petit cold, «Oh brrr, j'ai froid» et puis ça pénètre de plus en
That
plus
little
profondément,
shiver.
goes deep, deep, deep and you finish with a pneumonie, bronchite.
Yeah, you weren't careful. And what can we do if that happens? We get that little shiver. What can we do to help the body get rid of that cold wind?
Il faut chasser le méchant à l'extérieur. Donc quand c'est un vent froid, il faut réchauffer. Quand c'est un vent chaud, il faudrait rafraîchir, tout simplement. Fait que vent froid, bon ben, tu vas mettre tes pieds dans l'eau avec une petite infusion de gingembre pour faire pénétrer la chaleur par les pieds. Tu peux faire du sauna pour chasser le méchant. Tu peux prendre tout ce qui est gingembre, tisane chaude avec des épices chaudes, des bouillons. Le bouillon, si vous avez une chose à faire dans votre vie, c'est faire des bouillons. C'est la chose numéro 1 qui soigne.
Some
Des
bone broth, delicious.
From chicken, beef, pork, I don't do bone broth. And you feel a little bit like, I don't have the energy. Take a bone broth. That's the best thing you can do. Eat, il faut manger chaud. Faut faire tout le contraire de ce que tu ressens. T'as froid, tu manges chaud. T'as chaud, tu manges froid. Voilà. Et puis tu couvres tes pieds et ton cou. And you will be good. Mais il faut encore protéger son énergie, c'est toujours pareil. Si ton énergie est basse, tu peux pas demander à ton corps de faire la digestion, de faire ton cycle féminin, de protéger la peau. Le corps il fait des choix. Quand ça va pas, pour nous les femmes, la première chose qui shut down, c'est le cycle féminin. Et après, ça fait une cascade comme ça. Donc oui, si tout le monde est malade au mois de la rentrée, c'est parce que vous en avez fait trop.
Mhm.
Vous n'avez pas pris le temps de respirer, de rest and take care of your energy because you finish vacation, go, 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 c'est la rentrée. Et puis on est rendu au 1er janvier, puis t'es à terre.
Mm.
Puis c'est pas fini, parce qu'après, il y a les vacances et on est tout le temps en train de courir, tout le temps en train.
This rush, this
Ouais.
incessant rush and urgency that
Mhm.
has taken over our
Yep.
lives, our minds, our belief systems in terms of performance.
Yep.
And it's slowly creating this dis-ease within a whole society, I
Yep.
think, that is not understanding how to slow down or how to just rest and do nothing. And it's not unproductive. It is
Nope.
actually very productive. On the contrary, especially during the winter, it's the season for the recuperation of the energy. It's the season where people stopped going farming. It was frozen on the ground.
Yep.
So, what they would do, they would take all the vegetables that they had taken from their récolte
Ouais.
and they would make soups and broths and,
Yep.
cuddle up and cozy up and
Mhm.
cocoon and connect. And it was more about community at that
Mhm.
time rather than work.
Yep.
So, but we've lost the community. We've
Mhm.
lost the seasons and the cycles. We've lost the habit of eating according to the
The season,
seasons.
yeah.
But also we've lost the habit of listening to our cycles,
Yeah.
even as women, whether it's going through um, your ovulation cycle or through perimenopause or menopause or childbirth, or the body shifts and changes
Oh,
so
yeah.
much. And it's so important to be able to tune into that. And
And
very often people think that nothing, I'm just going to go see the doctor,
no,
but the
no.
doctor can't give you the information that maybe an holistic therapist can provide.
No, let's talk about this. As women, we want to live as men, and everything is made for men by men. So it's impossible to be like that. We are not men. We are women. We have a cycle of hormone during 1 month. You cannot ask your body to work like a man. To I'm sorry,
Yes.
we are not
Yes. Let's
men.
talk about that. What is the difference between a woman's system versus a man's system, other than, the sexual reproductive organs?
Well, the man has just the testosterone first. It's always the same level of hormone, except of course at the end of the andropause, but usually between the puberty and the andropause, they have the same level. Nothing
Um,
changed.
and just so you know, andropause is the menopause for men because men do have a menopause.
Yes.
Yay! It's just named something
Yeah.
different, which is
So
andropause.
their energy are the same during the let's take a month. It's the same energy during the month. It's the same level of hormone during the month. Nothing changed for them. But for women, oh my god, we go through 5 phases during one cycle. And it's important to feel it. Uh, when I have a woman, I say, okay, do you feel your ovulation? And they look at me like, what do you mean? Do you feel like Beyonce? No. Well, if you don't feel like Beyonce, that means you don't feel your ovulation. Okay, that's the first step. What I mean by Beyonce, it's not just about, oh, I want to reproduce myself. No, it's more about, oh, I feel powerful today. I feel unbreakable. I feel gorgeous. I feel incredible. I feel like Beyonce on stage. I'm sorry. And yeah, maybe your boyfriend will be a little cuter, but you have to feel this first. And if you don't feel it, oh, that's your first warning to something is maybe
A little
not
off.
wrong, but off.
And to trust what your body is
Yeah.
telling you. We've lost that trust within our
Yep.
bodies.
And
And
during menstruation, you lose blood. Est-ce qu'on peut juste rester calme? Oui. Est-ce qu'on peut aussi pousser la machine? Oui, on peut. C'est juste de comprendre,
de
OK, on
gérer
dans
cette
ça, comment ça file aujourd'hui? Moi, je le vois, je m'entraîne. Quand je m'entraîne au début de mon cycle versus à la fin, boy, c'est pas la même énergie. It's different. Some days I'm fucking powerful. I do PRs. I'm like, yeah, bitch, bring it to me. And at the end of the cycle, I'm like a piece of shit. I don't feel a piece of
and to
shit, but
keep and to keep it with a
train.
grain of salt, right? Not to identify as one or the other, but to know that there's a subliminal kind of flow and movement between these two, kind of like a wave that goes and comes and
Exactly.
that you want to respect.
Yeah. Et puis je dirais que le plus important, c'est ce que j'ai appris qu'on nous a jamais appris. Les menstruations ne sont pas censées faire mal. La réalité d'un corps féminin, c'est tu veux feel Beyoncé, rien ne se passe. Premier jour des règles, paf, ça coule. Merci, bonsoir, 3 jours, j'ai pas mal, je suis pas en tabarnak. J'ai pas envie de manger tous les gâteaux de la terre. Ça coule, pas de douleur. Merci, c'est fini, on repart. C'est ça la réalité, mais on vit dans une société qui est comme
So we're not supposed to have pain.
no,
We're not supposed to have PMS
nothing,
syndromes.
nothing, nothing.
We're not supposed to be cramping up in
Yep.
our
We're not
or
supposed to feel like piece of shit.
no.
Nope.
Huh.
It's supposed to be Beyonce ovulation. Okay, menstruation, it begin, bam, flow, red, perfect, no clot, nothing, no pain. Finish 3-4 days after. Thank you, bye. That's it. That's all.
And why is it that women get pain?
Stagnation.
Stagnation due to, it could be due for so many reasons.
Usually it's because of the liver, because you're too stressed. The liver is in charge of the blood in the body. So if you're stressed, the liver is like, yeah, but I want to give you blood, but I'm in tabarnak. And when the liver is in tabarnak,
It
it
affects the
affects the
circulation.
spleen, so your digestion is like, okay. And it affects the heart. The cycle des 5 éléments, ça. Faut pas s'étonner pourquoi on a envie de tuer tout le monde juste avant nos
That's why everybody
menstruations. Yeah.
is a little iffy and emotional.
Yeah. It's because
Right.
everything is like, yeah, we want to feel it, but we
Does
can't.
anything like that happen for men? No. So they don't have to go through these cycles every month. They don't have a cycle that they go
No,
through.
they don't have cycle.
It just, they do their thing. They exist, and
It's the
sometimes they
same.
feel the andropause coming up, and that's the drop of testosterone, if I
Ouais.
understand correctly. And how does that affect a man?
Fatigue, brain fog, loss of hair. You feel different, but because men don't have the ability to feel themselves, they're like, what's happening? I'm tired today. I don't desire my wife. I'm like, I'm strange. Well, nobody will say, testosterone, okay, well, can have that, yeah.
Can you tell me if women have testosterone and how that affects their cycles?
We have testosterone. It's not the
The
most
same level as men,
estrogen and
obviously.
progesterone are first, the estrogen and progesterone are the first bigger hormone in our body, but we have a little bit of testosterone. That's why some of us can have more muscle than other. Some of us are maybe a little bit more masculine, but in our body, testosterone don't play that big game as
Mhm.
estrogen and progesterone, clearly.
Very interesting. Thank you. I've heard that women that are going through menopause, sometimes they get prescribed testosterone
Mm-hmm.
to rebalance their hormones so that they can come back, like their mind and
Yep.
their mental capacity comes back online and their energy comes back to a
Yep.
normal level that they used to have. So I didn't know that. I found that very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know too.
They've done studies on that
Right.
as well.
But menopause, it's the same. They don't have this problem in Japan or in Chinese because they live with the cycle of life. Menopause, it's in our society, is like the big thing is like losing something your jeunesse. No, it's just a different step. So if we can take it like it's a phase, okay, it's time for us to take a step back, calm down.
Mm.
That the worse your menopause is, it's because look at what you've done through 20 years before, and you will have the answer. Si t'as passé les 20 dernières années, les 40 dernières années à courir comme une folle, à faire des enfants, à pas te reposer après avoir fait des enfants, et tout le temps sur l'énergie au plus bas, mais ton corps, quand il arrive justement à cette phase où il faut passer à un autre cycle plus doux, plus calme,
So
il ne
if you're running around, or you've got 4 kids, 3 kids, and you're working all the time and you're exercising and you're doing all the right things,
Mhm.
but for a very long time, for the past 20 years, and then you come to your menopause and it just hits you like a
Oh,
brick,
yeah.
it's because you're not living in harmony with the balance of your body and
It's
what
the
it
kidney
requires.
energy. The menopause, it's the kidney energy, usually because our yin, so the water in our body, drop low. Bye. That's why we have like hot flashes. There's no more water. So the fire's like, yeah, party, go up. And the kidney energy is the energy we are born with. We have two battery in life. We have the battery from the kidney, where it's the energy we're born with that from our parents. So if our parents, when they concept ourselves, are not at the best, the kid is not at the best. And we have another battery, come from food, come from breathing. That's the everyday batteries. When you use your everyday battery, normally you're supposed to go to sleep and okay, come back and everything is okay. But in our society, we need 2 or 3 battery like that, and we don't have. So after this battery go down, we use what? Our kidney batteries. But the problem with the kidney batteries, you cannot recharge it. When it's low, it's low. And that's why burnout, postpartum depression, hey, battery is low. So when your battery is low, well, too bad for you. And when it happens menopause and your battery is low, well, the kidney is like, yeah, you want me to change your cycle, but I'm already low, so you cannot do more with nothing. That's it. So, si on ne touchait pas à cette batterie, qu'on gardait notre petite batterie, OK, ben la vie m'a donné 20% de charge, eh ben, je vais y aller avec 20% de charge. Bizarrement, la ménopause se passerait super bien parce que notre batterie du rein, elle serait pas touchée. Puis ça veut aussi dire que nos parents étaient en super bonne santé, étaient en super bonne condition. On est né avec une super batterie. Puis si on respectait réellement la terre-mère et ses cycles, ben, on toucherait jamais à cette batterie, qu'on vivrait, des centaines d'années, peut-être pas des centaines d'années, mais on vivrait longtemps.
You talked about another battery and the battery of nutrition
Mhm.
and breath. Can you tell me more about why breath is the mother of all energy in the body?
Wow, OK. In Chinese medicine, je vais le faire en français, ce sera plus facile. Le poumon, on l'appelle le maître du qi.
The master of
Ce qi-là, plus le qi de la rate qui va convertir les aliments, forme le qi véritable, je ne l'ai plus en chinois, zongqi, je crois,
Zongqi.
qui lui, après, se disperse partout et crée le wei qi, enfin, tous les qi dont
The spleen energy and the lung energy
yeah,
create the zongqi, which is the qi that is transferred throughout your body to
yep,
help you in your everyday process. That is
exactly.
the basic energy
Ex
that you want to tap into.
Yep.
Your lungs are not breathing fully, and your spleen is not digesting because you just had tons of sugar and
Mhm.
you just had tons of food during the
Yep,
holiday season, then maybe that energy is going to be tapped out during
yep,
the winter where you need it the most.
exactly.
Right. So, would you recommend maybe more breath work, more activation of the lung energy through exercise, through breath work, through movement, through activation of
Oui, oui et
movement
non.
in your digestive system?
C'est une hygiène de vie, tu sais, on a assez de choses à faire pour pas en plus se rajouter, OK, breathwork, il y a qigong, machin. On peut juste arrêter 30 secondes et regarder, OK, est-ce que je respire du haut de ma cage comme le font la majorité des anxieux? Ou est-ce
Breathing
que
from
je
the
ré
top of your
ou est-ce que je respire vraiment de mon bassin au plus profond comme le font les bébés?
Mhm.
Juste ça, faire comme: «Oh, wow,
Oh, it's so beautiful watching a
OK,
baby
yeah,
raised too, right?
it's how
It's
we're
a,
supposed to
it's a
breathe».
great reminder.
Oui, mais la société ne veut surtout pas que le ventre bouge, le ventre doit être plat, très non, on est
We hold everything in,
oui,
and then there's no exhale.
nope,
And if there's no exhale, then there's no proper
non,
inhale, and that affects how your lungs
exactly.
are functioning.
Fait commencer juste par: «OK, c'est quoi mon état réel? Est-ce que je suis capable de respirer jusqu'au plus profond de mes entrailles? Oui, non». Si c'est non,
Can I
bah,
breathe all the way down
yeah,
to my pelvic floor
exactly. If not,
with my diaphragm?
I'm going to see someone to help me to reconnect with that, and after I can
Thank
breathe.
you.
You're welcome.
In this retreat that we're going to be doing on the
Mhm.
27th, 28th, and 29th of March, can you give me more detail on what you're going to be offering us?
Yeah, alors, it's called the NADA protocol. So, le protocole NADA, c'est 5 aiguilles dans les oreilles. C'est un protocole qui, à la base, est fait pour la désintox, que ce soit du jeu, gambling, sexe, drugs, heu,
Detoxifying.
yeah. Et on s'est rendu compte que ces protocoles permettaient d'atteindre une étude et quiétude beaucoup plus grand parce que ça calme le système nerveux. Donc, par ces aiguilles-là, et avec ton travail et celui de Marjorie, on va être capable à un niveau supérieur parce que ce sont des aiguilles qui sont connectées carrément direct au cerveau. Le cerveau est super facile d'accès par les oreilles. Si vous avez du mal à comme vous calmer le pompon, comme je le dis si bien, des fois, tu sais, on est sur notre tapis, on veut relaxer, on veut relaxer, on veut relaxer, puis là, notre cerveau fait comme: «Oui, mais est-ce que tu as oublié le poulet dans le congélateur? Est-ce que mon mari a fait ça?» Juste de mettre des fois ces aiguilles dans l'oreille, là, tu fais comme: «Pouf!» Il y a plus rien, silence. Et là, on ouvre une porte à une guidance, des mots, sensations. Notre cerveau est comme le petit monkey, l'hamster qui est dedans, il est comme dans sa cage, il est en train de dormir, puis c'est comme: «Ah!» Fait que ça va être ça.
So the NADA protocol is a protocol that is used for to be used for addictions. amongst other things, as well as trauma, and they use it on a regular basis throughout the world.
Yep.
Sometimes they use it with needles, sometimes they use it with mustard
Yep.
seeds, I believe, which activate those pressure points. Why in the ear? Because the ear is part of one of the parts of your body that is connected to all of your body. So
Yep.
if you massage your ear, you'll actually be massaging part of your organs and part of your knee and your feet and your back. And
Everything.
it feels fantastic. You could flip it around, you could um, bend it, you could bring it up, you could pull it, and it feels amazing. But in this protocol, the NADA protocol, we go to specific 5 points
Yep.
that help connect to the brain directly and calm the nervous system,
Mhm.
which then allows us to open up the pathway to other nervous system regulation tools that are relatively easy and that always bring us back to centering and re-energizing ourselves
Exactly.
from the inside out.
Yeah. So I will give you this and a couple of, I will say, life helping stuff. Really easy to do at home, and it's
Principles,
yeah, it's
basically. Yeah.
simple. Like put socks on your feet, simply like that, or cover your neck, or why I feel that it's strange. No, it's not strange. I can explain to you like really simply like that. So it's more about reconnect yourself with the cycle of life and give you a couple of acupuncture point. You can press it at home when you need it and you don't want maybe needles. Yeah, we can do acupressure. It's really helpful and it works. Of course, not as acute as needles, but simple
Yeah.
points are
Yeah.
that works.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for taking the time for coming,
My pleasure.
talking about what you do, your passion.
Oh yeah, we can
Uh,
talk about it for hours.
Yes, we can. And thank you so much at home for listening to our rambling. I hope you got some tools and some idea of what acupuncture is, why use acupuncture, when to use it, and how to come back to the cycle of life, of your body according to the seasons, to listen to your intuitive senses, to listen to the nudges of your body that keep on giving you information that you keep on trying to hide with pills or by keeping yourself busy or by just adding another thing on your to-do list. This is not about adding, it's about balancing and subtracting sometimes. So I wish you on that note some time to rest during these seasons of rest, of
Mhm.
yin, of cocooning
Oh
and
yeah.
connecting. I wish you to take a moment to listen to your body for a minute and take a few deep, deep breaths within your pelvic floor so that you could feel for once and not just do. Feel so you can be fully in the presence of your genius. Thank you so much. I wish you a wonderful new year and have a
Health.
great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and we will be back soon. Take care.